Hi folks, my name is Varun and I am a software engineer at PayPal India offices. So by way of these tutorials, I intend to showcase concepts of JavaScript that are needed to learn the language as well as any JS framework that is out there. Today we will be looking at optional chaining. So what is optional chaining? Uh, Usually we use uh, tertiary operators to check the value of object, whether something is there in the object or not, and then move forward with our uh, uh, in an object, move forward in the hierarchy. So we can use optional chaining for that as well. Let me show you with an example. So let's say we take an example of I will be creating an object of employees. Employees. Let's create an employee Raj. Let's give Raj an age 24. Our department, let's make it electrical. And let's create another employee, Priya. Let's give Priya's age as 25 and department mechanical. So if I make a method that will be get employee details, which will be taking an employee's name, and it should be outputting me get employees department. Const get employee department. So if it will be taking the employee name, AMP name, and it should return me employee department. So AMP employees. Name dot tip. This looks good. So get emp department. Let's give it Raj. Oh, some error has occurred. See, so employees is here. Employee name is here. Department missing semicolon. Raw expression. Okay, yeah. This is something that is there. Yep. I made a mistake. So mistake was that I added a dot operator as well as the brackets. So if I run this, I'll be getting electrical, which is as expected correct. But what if we give an employee name that is not there? So let me give Raja. In that case, if you see, it'll throw an error. Cannot read property undefined. Because why? Because it is going to employees. It is getting Raja. It is getting undefined as Raja. And then it is trying to search department in undefined. So in that case, common practices. So let me actually modify this code to show how it will be done. So I'm just refactoring the code in order to make things more clear. It will be the same. If I do Raj, it will give me electrical. Now the way it should have been done, it can be done is something like this. I can use a tertiary operator and simply make if it is not null, then employee.name dot depth, or simply return null or undefined. It returns Raja. It returns electrical for Raja, but it returns electrical for Raj, but for Raja, it's C. It returns undefined. This works, but it is a very clunky expression to play around with, and if the expression is long, if we have multiple chaining, then it becomes quite cumbersome to read and write, to maintain actually. One can easily write it, but maintenance is a part that will be very difficult for this. So in JS, what happens is we can simply use this optional chaining operator, and when we can simply write dip. And if we do this, it will return undefined. In case it is not able to find an employee, it will not go further beyond the further in the chain. That it will not be searching department. It will simply return whatever it is here for the nullish value. So that is for the nullish value. For nullish value, return undefined. If I do Raj, it will give me electrical, which is expected value. Now, the reason why I said that it will be helpful and in making changes in looking at in making our code more readable is because if I simply add another field, that is study. Not study, but let me actually add in Raja uh, in department. And then let me add another field that will be study or major. Get CSC. So if I go into department, if I do dot uh, dot major, and if I change the function, okay, let me actually create a new function here instead of doing this. Actually create a new function which will be get major. By name, department, major, major. Yep, yep. Should give me this giving an error. Okay, I need to change the function here as well. Name here as well. Yep. So what it does is it checks for the employee name. If the employee is there, then it checks if the major is there and it returns the major. So as you can see, syntax is reduced. Uh, so it is more readable code. We can simply write it using tertiary operator or using if and else, but it is more readable. If I simply give Raja, it will give me an undefined because it is not able to find any employee by the name Raja. But if I give Priya in this case, it will still give me undefined. Reason, it found Priya, but inside department it is not able to it is not able to find any object containing name and major. It's only containing a mechanical string. So yeah, that is on optional chaining. That is how you reduce your syntax and make your code more readable in order to go deep into the object chains that are out there. We can also do is we can add a uh, we can apply this concept on functions as well. That is optional chaining for functions. So how can we do that? So let me give an example of by yeah. So let me actually remove this code and let me basic operator p2. Yep, this should work. And if I do subtract, result it should compute here. So let me add 5 and 3. So let's see if this works. Yeah, it is working as expected. So what does it do is there is a basic operator object. It contains add and subtract with operand 1 and operand 2. So for add it will be operand 1 plus operand 2, and for subtract it will be operand 1 operand minus operand 2. In compute it takes the operator that will be addition or subtraction, and then it will put that operator, use that operator on operand 1 and operand 2, and then console that result out. Now, where does optional chaining operator kicks in? So we could have done something like this. It will work fine. Yep. But if I use multiplication, then it'll throw me an error. That is, uh, it's an uncaught type error because I am trying to, this will give me an undefined and I am trying to operate on undefined. I can again use a ternary operator, something like this. If it is present, then do this. If it is not, then simply undefined. It'll work fine. But again, it becomes clunky as I go deep down the road, and it also is not readable. So what I can do is I can simply put a optional chaining operator. If it is a not nullish value, then it'll apply this, it'll run it as a function. If it's a nullish value, it'll return me an undefined. So let's see. It's 8, which is as expected. But let's say if I give multiply, it is undefined, which is correct. We have reduced our syntax, it is more readable, and we get the same benefit as ternary operator or normal if and else. So yeah, that was for the optional chaining part. I will be giving a link for of MDN that you all can read and learn more about optional chaining. Uh, in other cases that it can be used in a better fashion. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.